Thank you, Monique. We'll go ahead and introduce the doctors real quick and we'll get started. I know you guys have a lot of questions on sleep and hopefully we'll be able to answer them for you. Right next to me here is Dr. Manoj Waikar. He is a board-certified psychiatrist with a private practice here in the Bay Area. Next to him is Dr. Yuen. She is board-certified and she's a sleep specialist and adjunct faculty member at Stanford Medical School. And next to her is Dr. Maloof, who works in digital health and biotechnology and is a general practitioner focused on preventive medicine. With that, we'll go ahead and kind of jump into some of the general questions, and then we'll get to specific questions that the audience has. So if we can go to the agenda slide real quick. So let's start it off with kind of just the basics. What is sleep, and how does it impact your overall health and vitality? And I'll go ahead and pass the baton here. Maybe Dr. Waikar, you can get us started.
Wow, what is sleep? That is quite a question. I mean, in simple terms, obviously sleep is a altered state of mind that is, I think the best metaphor is, or analogy is, sleep is like the ocean. It looks very simple, and for a long time we just thought of it as kind of a binary thing. It's just you're either awake or you're asleep. But over the years, especially the last 20, 30 years, we've come to have a much greater understanding that during sleep there is so much going on with respect to reparative, restorative, and revitalizing functions for every system of the body. And now we understand it's one of the most important physiologic functions that the body has.
With that, what else can I say? I think it is an altered state in that we are less responsive to outside stimuli. And a lot of times when we think about sleep, very often we want to jump into deep sleep versus light sleep versus dreaming stage of sleep versus not having dreaming stage of sleep. And also the questions that arise would be, what are the functions of sleep? And I think currently we're still having debates about the important aspect of sleep. But the simplistic approach, and very often when I talk to patients, we tend to have a model that sleep is supposed to be restorative, recuperative, right? So you have gotten a good night's sleep, you will recognize it because the next day when you wake up, you're going to feel wonderful. And hopefully we all have had some of those nights, but I think given the 24/7 nature of how we work and how we function, that may not be entirely feasible anymore. So one of the functions of sleep is to allow the body to rest. There is a part where the brain does go into relative hibernation. The blood pressure goes down, heart rate goes down, and also around that stage, memories tend to get consolidated. In other words, whatever you're learning or puzzles that you're trying to solve would improve over time. And then you're supposed to remember what you have learned the day before. And then we do have some stage called REM sleep stage, where your eyes literally roll around underneath the lids. Hopefully they're closed. And so typically we tend to dream more vividly around that stage. And the simplistic view is that perhaps that's when the brain's trimming off some of those exoteric things that we don't have to remember. When I talk to patients very often, I think of that as kind of like the archival system. So you're filing stuff away. And if that stage is continuous, then we will have a way of retrieving those memories that you're storing away. But if it's interrupted, then it's kind of hard to get to your files, right? It's kind of like a locked cabinet. Well, you know where it is, you just can't get to them. And so that's my long-winded answer for now.
They covered pretty much everything, but I'll add just a little bit more about how does it impact your overall health and vitality. I'm of the school of thought that having once been one of the individuals who thought, oh, I don't need as much sleep as everybody else, I can just sleep less and have more time to get things done. Over time, I think we all realize that the work we do when we're sleep deprived is not as good as the work we do when we have enough sleep. So one of the things that I tell my clients is if you can really treat sleep as a tool to do better work and you respect it for what it really is, and I think societally, if we all start shifting our perspective that sleep is incredibly valuable to good work, then the more sleep we get, the better work we do and the higher quality work that we produce. And that's really something that I try to emphasize with everybody I work with.
Well, I couldn't have asked for a better segue into the next question, which is how sleep affects safety at work. So maybe we could kind of talk a little bit about how maybe a lack of sleep can impact people in terms of the type of stuff that they might be doing here at Northrop Grumman, in terms of the type of work that they do.